The mountain had worn many hats over the centuries, crowns of snow in winter, wreaths of mist in spring, halos of golden light at dawn. But the cloud that settled on its peak one Tuesday morning in June was different. This cloud had opinions. "I'm staying," it announced to the wind, which had been trying to shoo it along for the better part of an hour. "You can't just stay," the wind huffed, circling around the peak in frustration. "Clouds move. That's what we do. I move you, you drift. We all get on with our business." "Well, I've decided I'm tired of drifting," the cloud said, settling more firmly onto the mountain's rocky crown. "I've been blowing about for ages, and I've never had a proper place to call home. This peak suits me perfectly." The mountain, who had been silent throughout this exchange, finally rumbled to life. Its voice was deep and slow, like stones grinding together in the earth's belly. "I don't recall inviting you." "Oh, don't be difficult," the cloud said breezily. "I'm doing you a favor, really. I'm quite fetching. You look very distinguished with me on top." The wind snickered at this, but the mountain merely sighed, which sent a small avalanche of pebbles cascading down its southern slope. Below, in the village of Stonebridge, the mayor looked up at the mountain with concern. Old Hilda's peak had been clear every June morning for as long as anyone could remember. The cloud's presence was unprecedented, and unprecedented things made mayors nervous. "It'll pass," said Greta the baker, kneading her morning dough. "It'll bring rain," worried Thomas the shepherd. "It'll bring tourists," said young Emil hopefully. He'd recently opened a photography shop and business had been slow. But the cloud did not pass. It stayed through June and into July, growing thicker and more comfortable with each passing day. It learned the mountain's moods, the way its rocks warmed in the afternoon sun, the paths the eagles took as they circled the peak. The mountain, despite its initial reluctance, found itself growing accustomed to the company. "Tell me again about the Ice Age," the cloud would say on lazy afternoons. "Which one?" The mountain would grumble, but it would tell the story anyway. It had lived through 4 ice ages and had strong opinions about each. The cloud shared stories too, tales of distant oceans and forests it had floated over, of cities it had darkened with rain, of rainbows it had helped create. The mountain listened, secretly pleased to learn about the world beyond its fixed horizon. In Stonebridge, the permanent cloud became a curiosity, then a concern, then simply a fact of life. Emil had been right about the tourists. They came in droves to see the mountain with its stubborn hat of white, taking photographs and buying postcards. The village prospered, but Thomas the shepherd had been right too. The cloud began to weep. Not in great storms, but in persistent drizzle that dampened the mountain's face and turned its streams to rushing torrents. The once dry paths became treacherous with mud. "You're making me soggy," the mountain complained. "I can't help it," the cloud said miserably. "When I'm full, I have to cry. It's my nature." "Then perhaps you should move along, as the wind suggested." The cloud drew itself up, looking offended. "After all this time, I thought we were friends." The mountain was quiet for a long moment. "We are," it admitted finally. "But friends don't cause each other discomfort. You're drowning my mountain goats and washing away my topsoil." "What if," the cloud began hesitantly, "what if I could learn to control it, to only rain when it's needed? Can you do that?" "I can try." And so the cloud practiced. It learned to hold its moisture until the meadows below grew brown and the streams ran low. It learned to release gentle showers instead of constant drizzle. It learned the rhythms of the mountain's ecosystem, becoming not just a decoration, but a partner in the peak's life. The village noticed the change. Rain came when crops needed it, stopped when hay needed drying. The streams ran full, but not flooding. Old Hilda's peak, they said, had never been more beautiful or more bountiful. Years passed. The wind still came by sometimes, trying to coax the cloud away to new adventures. "Don't you miss traveling?" it would ask. "There's a lovely storm system forming over the coast. You'd love it." The cloud would consider, looking out at the vast sky it once called home. "Sometimes," it admitted. "But I have purpose here. I belong." The mountain rumbled its agreement, a sound that might have been laughter. One autumn morning, a young cloud drifted past, small and uncertain, blown about by every breeze. "Where are you going?" the mountain's cloud called out. "I don't know," the young cloud said sadly. "Everywhere and nowhere, wherever the wind takes me." "Would you like to stay for a while? Rest on that ridge over there. I could tell you about the world, and you could tell me about your travels." The young cloud settled gratefully on the eastern ridge, and the mountain found itself hosting 2 clouds, then 3, as another wanderer found refuge. Soon, a small community of clouds had gathered around the peak, each finding their place, each contributing to the mountain's ecosystem in their own way. The mountain, who had once treasured its solitude above all things, discovered something unexpected: that being needed was better than being alone, and that sometimes the best adventures were the ones that involved staying still and letting the world come to you. "Still glad you stayed?" the wind asked one day, more gently now. The first cloud looked down at the thriving village, at the other clouds now sharing the peak, at the mountain that had become home. "Every single day," it said, and settled more comfortably onto its favorite spot, where it planned to stay forever, or at least until forever felt like long enough. The mountain smiled, as much as mountains can smile, and was content.